Esteemed colleagues, very good evening to all of you. There are some important observations which I would like to share with the teachers. It has been noticed that students are not being assessed as per the system of the school. So far as school's system is concerned, all teachers are very well aware that we are to raise interactive questions to them. Even though it is very well known to the teachers, yet the kind of interaction that should be there in the class, that interaction has not been noticed in most of the classes. Today also, I myself observed certain teachers and my colleagues, Maninder Madam, Shweta Madam, they also observed the teaching of a few teachers. Our collective observation is this, that teachers, they keep on teaching, they keep on explaining the points, and that too at a very fast pace. And based on each point, the kind of questions that should be raised to confirm the understanding of the children, those questions are not asked. When questions are not asked, that means we don't bother whether teaching has been converted into learning or not. If teaching doesn't get converted into learning and we are not even aware of this, then certainly the effort that is being made by the teachers in the classes, that effort is going waste. If students, they observe that the teacher is not assessing them, it is quite obvious that many of them will become passive and many of them will become inattentive. If a student is inattentive and a student is passive, what will be his learning level? His learning level will be quite poor. And if a teacher is teaching without assessing the students, that means the way communication should take place in the form of a dialogue, that kind of communication doesn't happen. Teacher keeps on speaking. That kind of speech of the teacher is just a lecture or a monologue, means one person is speaking at a time. So, what is the quality of listening and what is the quality of learning? This quality of listening and learning can be assessed through interactive questions. Once again, I am emphasizing that based on each point, maximum number of interactive questions should be there. Now we are approaching the fag end of the session. If at this stage also our teachers, they do not teach as per the teaching system of the school, that kind of teaching will not be appreciated. I don't intend to call the teachers and seek explanation from them. I don't want any kind of unpleasantness in the working of the school. But at this stage also, if it is found that our teachers do not assess listening quality of the children and learning quality of the children, then whatever strict measures are expected, those measures will certainly be followed. So, before I conclude, I would like to make this request again to the teachers of all classes that when they are teaching in the class, so they are to follow this system that based on each point they should raise questions to the students. Before they move from point A to point B, whatever interactive questions are to be raised, those questions must be raised. I hope that our teachers, they will be following this system of raising questions. There is one more point, and that is also equally important point. If there are teachers who are not teaching literature, that means they are teaching science, SST. In science we have physics, chemistry, biology. In SST we have history, civics and geography. Whichever teachers are teaching these subjects, while they are teaching in the class, and even, even the teachers who are teaching economics, or the teachers who are teaching computer science, or the teachers who are teaching commerce subject in 11th and 12th, I am talking about all these teachers. All these teachers, when they are teaching in the class, so in the book there are different points which are given. As per the school system, teacher is supposed to explain the point first, and then she should read the relevant part of that particular point given in the book. First, it's important that the point is explained without referring to the book. Teacher knows that I am to teach this particular point. That point should be written on the board and students should be told to note it down in their classwork notebook. After that, the teacher should explain that point, explain the content of the point without referring to the book. And thereafter, whatever is the relevant part of that particular point given in the textbook, that should be read out before the class. And whichever difficult, tough words are there, those tough words should be written on the board. This has also been noticed that when teachers are writing on the board, on number of occasions there are spelling mistakes. And sometimes it also happens that the teachers write on the board and the pronunciation of the teachers is not correct. They mispronounce the words. And students also mispronounce the words. I would request teachers to be a little more careful regarding the pronunciation, regarding the spelling, regarding the handwriting. So that way means first point is to be explained, then point is to be read out, thereafter difficult words are to be written on the board, and before we proceed from that point to next point, interactive questions are to be raised. When two to three points have been explained in the class, then we should just a minute. Then we should